Hey everybody, thank you for watching my video. We're going to go into the infection, and I'm going to show you some of the progress I've made on the game itself and the code. Okay, so here it's loading. Alright, so here's the lobby that I've created. I created a lobby. Let's view toolbox. Let's see, okay. Output. Wow. Jesus. I have two screens, so I have this one. That's some of the code. Here's the output. That's the output. There's a lot of errors in this code, so I'm trying to debug it. But that's a tedious process that I've been working on. Alright, so let's go put this inside. Right there. Let's put properties there too. Okay, here's the Explorer. So here's the code. So here's the master script. Okay, let's put this over there. Okay, so here's the master script. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. So we start. It's this code for the infection was about. This is just the first script. So there's 506 lines of code on that one, and then the second script is in conjunction with the other one. So the other one would not function without this one. So this is about 1,000 lines of code just right there. It's 30 lines of code there. Then you have the scripts up here. The leaderboard script, we incorporated a lot of, like, you know, the original. When you would type into the chat, you would say /zombie /fastgozombie /zombie. So I replaced this. Should not even be here, to be honest. This 100 lines of code is useless at this point. It's useless, and let me tell you why. It's useless because if you see this GUI, this UI right here that I have right here. So let's test this. Let's do a session. Play. Let's start a server. And so server starts. The infection. Okay. And so it loaded. And so I replaced that with this UI. Really nice and smooth, modern. I really like how it functions. You have clickable, a clickable interface instead of typing. So I replaced that, and it worked. It works. See, and then it goes away. But that's only if the value is true or the value is false. So on the right, on the left here, I have some certain values I put, like say stage, playing, map. And with these values are like indicators, basically, if something is true. And if it is true, then, you know, then that value, like, say like this this lock right here on the zombie, that's locked because a value is based off of being true. And so based off of that logic, I created this, and it works. And then I also created this shop for ranks. I programmed this. Your current rank is 5, so I made them to be able to have ranks within that leaderboard script. Every time you kill a zombie, it would add to their XP, and then it would lock this stuff. So that'd be ranks, point shop, game passes, where this is where I would make money, and I'm planning on making money. So I have a game passes where they can see it's an error because it's not a real pass anymore, but it was at one point in time. And then you could buy points. See, and let's not do that. And then exit. So I mean, the game works. And then also put this in the lobby, so when you walk up to it, it opens the shop. Seems a little outdated at this point, but I think I created this in 2016. So Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were running for president, and I got it working again. This used to play music, lobby music, and just this lobby is just like a terrain, basically. where you could swim and stuff. But yeah, and then you could spectate players, go back and forth. So it's a system I created. And let's go back to the master script, and let's dive into, you know, what I did here. So the original script was nothing even comparison to this script. So I improved it vastly. So right here we're saying system equals script.parent. So we could say that, or we could say you're in testing mode. Alright, so let's stop. Let's go back here, because we closed the server. System. So instead of saying system equals script.parent, we could say system equals game.workspace, because it's just defining it differently. You're defining system differently. You're literally saying system equals script.parent. So the script's parent is workspace. Same thing as saying system equals game.workspace. And that's where I start that. And then so I have a few variables up right here, defining them. So I have a stage is playing equals system.playing. So you have the variable of playing, like I was saying, these different variables, indicators, and that's tying it back to that one. Weapons, game.lying.weapons, home team, team, humans, zombies, lobby team, and these are just defining like what the teams are. And you know, the lobby team's essential because I use that as a way to know where players are. And then below that, so let's label this. Let's go like this, defining, put this right here, because every time you have dashes it's not reading in the code. So it's good to have those just for, like, you see how I labeled this section as defining variables. Let's name it that. Okay. Oh wow, I haven't looked at this code in years, so it's pretty cool. So these functions right here, we have a few functions. These functions are the display text that I created right here, as you can see in Workspace. This is probably not the best way to do it, but it's a way to do it in a way that's somewhat efficient. There's a way to condense this code. You could see these 7 functions right here. These 7 functions could be condensed into 2 functions. And see, this is what I'm talking about. So there's efficient code, which is what I've learned in my studies. Efficient code. This is not efficient code. This code could be condensed into about half of what it is. You can see remove message, literally one by one. Message 2, message 3, message 4, message 5, message 6 equals game.workspace.display GUI frame.display text. So we're getting that. If message equals nil, then we're going to do this. And that's redundancy, like I was just saying. And then I have a function right here, player GUI all. So we're saying 4 players in pairs. Game.players get players, hyphen do. So if this 4 is this true in pairs, we're going to do this local. There's a localized statement, which Roblox completely changed. Localization, the coding for exploiting, which makes total sense. And let's see. Alright, so then you have SSC. This is probably not, you want to keep your variables, your function names, you want to keep the naming conventions consistent or somewhat understandable. This right here, my thought process probably wasn't as efficient as it is now, so that's why I called that. I would actually rename this one right here to get character from FRM, something like that. And then now you do F and see where is this called. See, this is being called on line 337. We have to go back to get character FR. Let's go back to here. Let's see, we're gonna go rename these. We're recalling this function that we just renamed. Go rename all the other functions that call it within the code, so that it could be uniformed. and that's what I just did. And see, this line of code isn't executing because you can make a line of code not execute by doing those dash dash, and then this is just basically like the sounds, the countdown, the minutes, how many minutes are in the round. Minutes equals 8, seconds equals 0, 0. And when it reaches that, while playing equals true and countdown equals false, do local humans equals count players in teams. So we're going to count the players in teams, and we're going to display that. And then right here we're going to have a bunch of else if statements. And these are important in loops, in making sure certain attributes are correct or not. And so we're going to base the waves off of this code. And then we're going to constantly have this counting. So display hint, like I was saying in the workspace right here, we're going to keep the display hints always updating. And that's how I got it to a UI. Because before it was just a text, and so I transformed that into a UI because it looks more clean. And then yeah, this is just like wow statements and just conditioning. The master script is, like I said, is for the leaderboard. So this leaderboard was a vital role in the game, the functioning of the game, of the infection. So you said successfully loaded the infection 2022 game script. And right here you have ranks. This rank code, I paid somebody to do this for me, but it's very simple. If you look at it now, we're gonna have if xp.value is greater than or equal to rank.value times 211, then xp.value equals 0, rank.value equals rank.value plus 1. And so this is similar to my studies of building a computer program in Python, which is what I've been doing for the last 6 months, is learning Python and how to code. So, but I already knew how to code. Lua is like a watered down version of a programming language of C++, as you can tell. But it's still, there's even in itself, there's the complexity of the language, like the variables, seeing if it's true or nil, calling this variable, it's pretty straightforward. It's not as hard as most people might think when you're starting to program. And yeah, this is the updated infection. I would love to show you guys it working, but let's do it. Okay, so let's do 2 players in this server. Let's do a dummy mock-up server, and just let it load. There we go. Daily reward. I allow players to get the daily reward. So there should be this client's just like not functioning correctly. Let's do a local server of 3 players and see if it functions at all. I'm not gonna promise you guys anything. The code is just so, like I said, it's so redundant, and it's just like it's ridiculous. Well, apparently it's not working like it should. The game is like tweaked out, like Oh, there we go. Let's see. I mean, it picked the map The Forest, which is one of the maps, but it like stopped. The game stopped, it broke. So if I look in the output right here, let's see what the output has to say. Okay, failed to load sound. So a lot of this is the sounds and the sound effects, because it's so outdated. It's just not getting the asset ID. See, like this asset ID, unable to download sound data. Must have been deleted. My account was deleted, but or it just couldn't retrieve it. The code's outdated, like I'm saying. But yeah, this is the infection. Let me see. Let me exit this server. Let me end it. Disconnect. Oh no, it just disconnected. So let me reconnect it. Just give me a second. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. I really appreciate every one of you. My videos are averaging 1,000 views a video, which is pretty good. Built my audience back up. And let's look at some of the maps. So in lighting, I keep a lot of the storage and lighting in the maps. There's only one map. Because I'm rebuilding the game from scratch. Let's paste this map into here. So there's the map. This one was this map is called The Forest, and yeah, and then I put weapon crates. You see how I did that with the UI? I thought it was really neat. So all the players spawn right here, and then the zombies come from the woods over here on the edge, and they'll have to fight them in the woods. Which just was a pretty neat map. It's simple, it's basic, and that's why I liked it. And you know, look at the fog. That's still holding up. Like, it's really cool actually. These ammo boxes refill their ammo, or they could buy more. I made these ammo crates myself. Let's let's ungroup this. Let's select this ammo crate. I think it's just a simple script. Yep, ammo giver, open and close, sound. Look at this simple script. So this is a simple script I created. It's 26 lines. So in the first 2 lines, I'm lid1, lid2, script.parent.lid1, function on touched hit. If hit.parent find first child humanoid equal to nil, then local d equals hit.parent get children. For I equals 1, do if d class name equals tool, then d I dot stored ammo. So what we're doing basically is storing this ammo from this crate when the player touches this part, and it's going to make this open or closed sound. And so it's a very simple script, and it worked. I made it to the point so this turns transparent, the top of it turns transparent, and it looks like it opens. And that was a cool addition to this that I made. And yeah, I really you know, I'm trying to work on this game more. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe and to keep up with my videos. Jared Valdez. I have you know, I have Instagram at Valdez Jared. My TikTok is at Valdez Jared. I post on there. I go live all the time on TikTok now. It's really cool. Make sure to keep up with my content on my Facebook. And thank you guys. Make sure to comment, and let's get this community going again. Really appreciate you guys for sticking with me, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Oh wow, okay, that's really close. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your summer, and I'll try to make more videos and get this content out there. Thank you.